Welcome to our Gold Key Awards program. The public can hear our program by using YouTube at Edgecombe County Public Schools. I will declare this meeting to come to order. At this time, we will have the presentation of colors by Tarboro High School AFJROTC.
Detail. Hold. Set. Face. Present. Oh.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Order. Right. Face. Forward. March.
Now we will hear our pledge in Spanish.
Juro lealtad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república la cual representa una nación bajo Dios indivisible con libertad y justicia para todos.
Thank you.
Please remain standing, if you will, as we pay homage and salute the life and legacy of three of our former teachers who recently passed: Venus Bradley, Sylvia Austin Purnell, and Marion Scott. Let us bow in a moment of silence, please. Thank you.
You may be seated. I hope that each of you have had an opportunity to pick up an agenda. We will follow it to the T. We have a lot of work to get done this evening. At this time, item 2, we need an approval of the agenda. Dr. Bryan.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make an amendment to the agenda for tonight and add it to 8.9.A. Approval to accept grant funds award to ECPS by the Innovation Project. TIP from the U.S. Department of Education, Teacher and School Leadership Incentive Program, TSL grant, in the amount of just over $3.5 million. And the board will consideration of acceptance of that grant under 8.9.A.
Any other additions? Hearing none, I need to hear a motion for approval of the agenda as amended.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve the agenda as admitted.
I second.
Has been properly moved and seconded that we will approve this agenda as amended. Any other discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same sign. The motion is carried. Thank you. We'll move right down to item 3, recognitions. Ms. Hope.
Good evening and welcome. I'm excited to introduce our Employee of the Month. Ms. Jamila Evans is currently filling in as the Assistant Principal at G.W. Carver Elementary School, while Ms. Thorne, the Assistant Principal, is on maternity leave. According to Carver Principal Kristen Miller, Ms. Evans has jumped in headfirst and has already made a great impact at Carver. She has provided such a positive presence within the building that hasn't gone unnoticed. She makes a point to connect with students, staff, and families. Each week, she engages with the staff to boost morale and always manages to put a smile on everyone's face. Mrs. Evans also has made a strong presence instructionally, completing walkthrough and observations to provide staff members with timely feedback to improve teaching and learning within the building. Congratulations to the December ECPS Employee of the Month, Jamila Evans. At this time, we would like to recognize one of our outstanding students who was recently selected to participate as a member of the North Carolina Honors Elementary course in Winston-Salem. Students from all across the state submitted recordings for consideration. Carson Letchworth, who is a 4th grade student at G.W. Carver Elementary School, was one of the students selected to participate in this prestigious event. We are so proud of Carson and invite her on stage to be recognized. Gold Key students are recognized by the Edgecombe County Board of Education for serving as positive role models for their classmates and other young people. They are students who have demonstrated qualities of good character and behavior and have made extra efforts to achieve academic success. Teachers nominate students who may have completed a special community service project or demonstrated special acts of kindness, consideration, or courage.
Los estudiantes de Gold Key son reconocidos por la Junta de Educación del Condado de Edgecombe por servir como modelos positivos para sus compañeros de clase y otros jóvenes. Son estudiantes que han demostrado cualidades de buen carácter y comportamiento y han hecho esfuerzos adicionales para lograr el éxito académico. Los maestros nominan a los estudiantes que hayan completado un proyecto especial de servicio comunitario o hayan demostrado actos especiales de bondad, consideración o valentía.
At this time, we'd like for the Gold Key students from the following schools to please make your way to the wall on this side to line up. The students from Bullock Elementary, Carver Elementary School, Coco Wimberley Elementary, Pritzville Elementary, Stocks Elementary, and Martin Millennium Academy. So students from those 6 schools, please make your way to line up.
Los estudiantes ganadores del premio Gold Key de las siguientes escuelas, por favor, acercarse al escenario y hacer fila. Bullock, Carver, Cocker Wimberley, Princeville, Stocks y Martin Millennium. Por favor, muévase hacia el lado para alinearse.
Students, as your name is called, please come up the steps in front of me. You will receive your certificate from our board chair, Dr. Wilson, and superintendent, Dr. Bryan.
Estudiantes, por favor, al escuchar su nombre, suban las escaleras para recibir su certificado de nuestro presidente de junta, doctora Wilson, y el superintendente, Dr. Bryan.
Please remain on stage while the rest of your school receives their award before we take a picture, and then you'll exit on the opposite side of the stage. Parents, please feel free to come to the front to take pictures.
Por favor, permanezca en el escenario con el resto de los ganadores para tomar una foto. Padres, siéntanse cómodos y libres de pasar al frente para tomar una foto. Para poder escuchar el nombre de cada estudiante, manténgase de aplaudir y que se reconozca al último estudiante de cada escuela. Por favor, a subir y salir por el escenario por las otras escaleras de la izquierda.
In order to hear each student's name, please hold all applause until the last student from each school has been recognized. Our first school is G.W. Bullock Elementary School. The principal is Dr. Melissa Altomos. Our first student is Haley Wilson. Haley is a great student who is always doing her best. She is neat and organized, and she loves to help her friends and teachers. Jason Phillips. Jason comes in ready to work each day. He helps his classmates with a smile on his face. He works hard daily in all of his classes to strive for excellence. Kashif Wynn. Kashif Wynn is an intelligent student who thinks analytically and attempts any challenge that he encounters. He continues to excel daily and strives to be his very best self. Zamir Williams. Zamir is a kind student who always chooses the right path even when it is not easy. He works very hard and always participates in class. Congratulations to the Gold Key students from G.W. Bullock Elementary School. Our next school is G.W. Carver Elementary School. Ms. Christy Miller is the principal. Our first student is Jacob Holland. Jacob does his very best every minute of each day. He is helpful to his teachers as well as to his classmates. He is an excellent student in all areas.
Glad he took out his mom.
Carrie Mills. Carrie demonstrates qualities of excellent character and behavior. She maintains a positive attitude and perseveres through challenging work and is a positive influence to her peers.
Aleso Barrientos Rodríguez. Aleso es un estudiante modelo, siempre llega con buena actitud, da el 100% todos los días. También es muy educado y amable con sus compañeros.
He is a model student. He always comes in with a good attitude. He gives 100% each day. He is also very polite and kind to his peers.
Abby Segura Flores. Abby demuestra diariamente responsabilidad, respeto y amabilidad, tanto con el personal como con los estudiantes. Muestra integridad, coraje al hacer lo correcto.
Abby demonstrates responsibility, respect, and kindness to both staff and students daily. She shows integrity and courage in doing the right things. Congratulations to the Gold Key students from G.W. Carver Elementary School. Our next school is Coker Wimberley Elementary School. Principal, Ms. Cassandra Harley.
Yaeli Leiva Zabalza. Yaeli es una estudiante que exhibe todas las cualidades de una estudiante exitosa en lo académico y en comportamiento. Su manera gentil y tranquila atrae a los demás hacia su calidez y amabilidad.
She is a student that exhibits all the qualities of a successful student in academics and behavior. Her gentle and calm manner draws others to her warmth and kindness.
Justin Velázquez Muñoz. Justin es un estudiante de buenos modales, muestra respeto hacia sus maestros, personal de la escuela y compañeros de clase. Tiene una actitud positiva y es muy útil en el aula.
Justin is a well-mannered student. He shows respect towards his teachers, school personnel, and classmates. He has a positive attitude and is very helpful in the classroom. Tori Whitaker. Tori is a role model for Coker-Wimberley Elementary School. She enjoys helping others. She loves participating in class discussions and is always willing to offer suggestions to others. Sophia Taylor. Sophia is a scholar that tries her best at whatever she is asked to do. She has a positive attitude when she is working in or outside of the classroom. She gets along well with others and is always willing to give a helping hand. Congratulations to the Gold Key students from Coker-Wimberley Elementary School. Our next school is Princeville Elementary School. Ms. Tamika Mercer is the principal. Our first student is Araya Deloach. Araya comes to school with a smile on her face and is ready to learn every day. She is always attentive in class and she works hard in the classroom. Timothy Harrell. Timothy is a hard worker. He follows directions and participates in class. He is respectful and gets along well with others. Nevia Banks. Nevia always has a big smile on her face. She is very eager to learn. She loves trying new things and is a great worker. She is very lovable and friendly towards her peers. She shares things with everyone and is a good helper to the teacher. Honesty Western. Honesty is a determined student that always gives 100% for every task. She has shown a willingness to go beyond her class time to improve her academics. Congratulations to the Gold Key students from Princeville Elementary School. Our next school is Stocks Elementary School. The principal is Mr. Christian Herring. Our first student is Cassius Brooks. Cassius is a great role model in pre-K. She comes to school with a smile on her face and has an eagerness to learn new things. She is kind to her classmates and loves to be a helper to her teachers.
Jonathan Santay Pérez. Jonathan es un estudiante que ama la escuela y a sus compañeros. Se esfuerza por superar cada objetivo que se propone. Es un estudiante modelo en el aula y un placer enseñarle.
Jonathan is a scholar who loves school and his classmates. He strives to master each goal that he sets for himself. He is a model student in the classroom and a joy to teach. Nevaeh Brooks. Nevaeh has a bright smile and is dedicated to putting her best effort forward in school. She loves to learn and is kind to her peers. Her desire to learn is infectious. Kristen Bryant. Kristen is a dedicated, diligent, compassionate, and outstanding role model for her peers. She possesses the qualities of a leader in and outside of the classroom. Congratulations to the Gold Key students from Stocks Elementary School. Our next school is Martin Millennium Academy. Ms. Denisha Strother, the assistant principal, will come on stage. Our first student is Olivia Sanders. Olivia manages her time wisely, maintains focus on task, follows the classroom expectations. She is always willing to help others while putting forth her best effort. Summer Williams. Summer is an exceptional scholar. She is responsible and always willing to help. She models acceptable behavior for her peers. Saquon Hyman. He is an absolute pleasure to have in the classroom. He comes to school every day and puts forth his best effort and contributes to each class in a positive manner. He always follows directions, and he is always willing to help the teacher and his classmates. Liliana Salazar.
Es un estudiante excepcional que se comporta con una amabilidad extraordinaria y auténtica. Ella se esfuerza por lograr la excelencia con sus cursos y se anima a sus compañeros de clase modelando una participación sobresaliente. Liliana es una persona de carácter íntegro y muy merecedora de este premio.
She's an exceptional student who carries herself with remarkable and authentic kindness. She strives for excellence in her coursework and encourages her classmates by modeling outstanding participation. Congratulations to the Gold Key students from Martin Millennium Academy. We do have one student who was not able to come on stage earlier from Bullock Elementary, Jason Phillips. Please come forward. At this time, we'd like to ask the students from the following schools to please move over to be lined up. The students from W.A. Patilla Middle School, Phillips Middle School, South Edgecombe Middle School, and West Edgecombe Middle School.
En este momento, me gustaría invitar a los estudiantes de las escuelas intermedias ganadoras del premio Gold Key, da W.A. Patelo Middle School, Phillips Middle School, South Edgecombe Middle School y West Edgecombe Middle School, por favor acercarse al escenario.
Our first middle school is W.A. Patilla Middle School. LaShawn Jenkins is the principal. Our first student is DeQuavius Foreman. DeQuavius is a well-rounded student who strives to do well every day and is a true role model to his peers in his classroom. His positive attitude truly lights up the school the moment he enters the building.
Oscar Cruz. Oscar es un verdadero embajador de la Escuela Patilo en muchos sentidos. Académicamente es un modelo a seguir para sus compañeros y socialmente encarna lo que verdaderamente nuestro lema de PBIS es. Es un verdadero orgullo para la escuela.
Oscar is a true ambassador at W.A. Patilla in many ways. Academically, he is a role model for his peers, and socially, he truly embodies the PBIS motto. He is a true asset to the school. Kathy Ings. Kathy is an exceptional student. She always comes to school with a positive attitude and excels in all classes. She not only is an excellent student, she is loved by her classmates and gives a helping hand without hesitation. She truly exemplifies what it means to be a Gold Key student. Desire Pitt. Desire is truly a wonderful all-around student. She's a leader inside and outside of the classroom. Whether in the classroom or on the sidelines cheering on Patilla, you can count on her to bring tons of positivity and joy. Congratulations to the Gold Key students from W.A. Patilla Middle School. Our next school is Phillips Middle School. Crystal Phillips is the principal. Our first student is Melissa Renee Johnson. Melissa is kind to all. She eagerly shares responses in class and sets her goals high. She's very respectful, patient, and her manners are impeccable. She stands up to challenges and sees setbacks as doors open to learn. Tanaya Lachey Peoples. Tanaya is an incredible young lady who faces challenges with determination and optimism. She is selfless, kind, and always making sure the needs of others are met.
Nelson Ponce Parra. Nelson trabaja duro para lograr metas y trabaja bien con todos sus compañeros. Nelson ayuda a cualquiera que conoce y es un modelo de respeto.
Nelson works hard to achieve goals and works well with his peers. He is helpful to anyone he meets and is a model of respect.
Ana Bree López Paniagua. Ana es una excelente modelo a seguir. Ella está siempre dispuesta a ayudar a los demás cuando sea necesario. Ana es muy amable y respetuosa y asume roles de liderazgo en sus clases y en toda la escuela.
She's an excellent role model and is always willing to help others when needed. She is very kind and respectful and takes on leadership roles in her classes and school-wide. Congratulations to the Gold Key students from Phillips Middle School. Our next school is South Edgecombe Middle School, Principal Billy Strother. Our first student is Lawrence Madre Castro. He is a polite young man. He always greets others with a smile. He works hard to complete every assignment. Olivia Langley. Olivia is a hardworking student and seeks to excel in all of her classes. She is always willing to lend a helping hand to her classmates.
April López Sánchez. April es una persona amable y generosa. Ella siempre tiene una sonrisa en su rostro, trabaja duro para hacer lo mejor de sí misma, mientras ayuda a otros a sus clases. Ella dice que solo está haciendo lo que puede para ayudar a sus compañeros. April ha brindado acompañamiento y apoyo a estudiantes de habla español. Ella es un modelo que lo que queremos ver en nuestra escuela en South Edgecombe.
April is a kind and generous person. She always has a smile on her face and works hard to be her best self while helping others in the classroom. Congratulations to the Gold Key students from South Edgecombe Middle School. Our next school is West Edgecombe Middle School, Principal Dr. Kelsey Ballard. Our first student is Avery Brown. Avery can be seen on a daily basis following classroom expectations and working hard. While in PE, she gives her best effort and is willing to try new things, even if she isn't the best at it. She's also taken on the position of volleyball manager. Avery has been a model student all year long. Malik Hines. Malik shows positive character traits of being respectful, being ready, and being a learner consistently. He performs exceptionally well in his classes and strives to keep up his grades daily.
Tomás Ramírez. Tomás ha logrado un crecimiento excepcional en su grupo, superando a los 15 puntos de crecimiento en programa de apoyo en LA. Estamos muy orgullosos del arduo trabajo que Tomás ha estado realizando en la escuela y estamos orgullosos de reconocer sus logros.
Thomas has made exceptional growth in his group, exceeding 15 points of growth in his ELA support program. His teachers are super proud of the hard work that he has been putting forth in school, and they're very proud to recognize his achievements.
Victoria Ramírez Zambrano. Victoria ha mantenido un promedio de A durante todo el año escolar, participa activamente en actividades extracurriculares, fue miembro del equipo de voleibol de la escuela y es un participante vital en el equipo de invención de la escuela. En general, quedó tercero en general en la reciente competencia de 3 condados.
Victoria has maintained an A average throughout the school year. She is active in all after-school activities and is a member of the school's volleyball team. She's a joy to have in the classroom. Congratulations to the Gold Key students from West Edgecombe Middle School. It's now time for our final group of students to line up. Students from Edge Academy of Health Sciences, Edgecombe Early College, North Edgecombe High School, Tarver High School, and Southwest Edgecombe High School. Our first school is Edge Academy of Health Sciences, Principal Siobhan Creaky. Our first student is Kashia Hinton. She has a great attitude every day. She brings positive energy to the class and works hard. She always does her work with enthusiasm. She is a strong leader and collaborator. Anna Mungo. Anna is always willing to help a fellow student in group or partner work. She is incredibly patient and kind. She comes to class with a good attitude and a strong work ethic. She is always positive about her learning and will do anything to support her peers. She goes above and beyond to provide tutoring and exclamations to classmates struggling to understand concepts. Sanjaya Claiborne. Sanjaya is friendly and has a great attitude. She is a leader in the class and helps those who need additional support. She is always prepared, works hard, and is willing to go the extra mile to succeed. She strives to meet her goals in and out of the classroom. She focuses on positivity, representing Edge Academy's school community and her family. Alyssa Pierce. Alyssa is helpful to her classmates who need additional support. She completes all assignments and works hard to achieve success. She's a motivated young lady who does not get deterred by her challenges. She enjoys learning and excels in all of her classes. Congratulations to the Gold Key students from Edge Academy of Health Sciences. Our next school is Edge Early College High School. Mr. Matt Smith is the principal. Our first student is Ava Phillips. Ava is a wonderful student who comes to class each day prepared and ready to learn. She is helpful to her peers who may need assistance and is always willing to answer questions and ask questions when needed. Cameron Shaw. Cameron is a well-rounded student who does not take her studies for granted. She works well in all subjects. She is very friendly and is always willing to help her peers. Trent Connor. Trent is having an inspired semester. He has earned back-to-back Principal's List honors for the first 2 grading periods and is more determined, purpose-driven, and enthusiastic than ever.
Carlos Rojas Gabriel. Carlos es un excelente ejemplo de un estudiante preuniversitario. Posee una motivación intrínseca, se enorgullece de su trabajo, constantemente hace lo mejor que puede y muestra voluntad para ayudar a los demás. Su expediente académico, así como su carácter, le hacen merecedor de este premio.
Carlos is a prime example of an early college scholar. He possesses intrinsic motivation, takes pride in his work, consistently does his best, and displays a willingness to assist others. His academic record, as well as his character, make him very deserving of this award. Congratulations to the Gold Key students from Edgecombe Early College High School. Our next school is North Edgecombe High School. Mr. Roderick Tillery is the principal.
Jason Girón Olvera. Es un estudiante dedicado, decidido, de buen corazón y ordenado. Siempre supera las expectativas de la calidad de su trabajo y su barrera del idioma no lo ha definido para lograr sus objetivos.
He is a dedicated, determined, kind-hearted, and neat student. He always exceeds expectations in the quality of his work, and his language barrier has not defined him in achieving his goals. Camario Wolf. She is a very respectful and positive leader among her peers. She is always such a joy to be around. She consistently helps teachers and classmates. Elijah Mercer. Elijah is a very respectful young man, always trying to help his peers to be better, always exceeding the expectations of anything he wants to accomplish. He is very responsible and committed. Latravian Parker. He is a natural-born leader, enthusiastic and driven. He doesn't allow the odds to stop him from dreaming big. He participates in football, basketball, and track, and exhibits great work ethic in learning and exemplifies determination, resilience, and perseverance in everything he does. Congratulations to the North Edgecombe High School Gold Key students. Our next school is Southwest Edgecombe High School. Dr. Robert Batts is the interim principal. Our first student is Sakaya Norval. In class, she takes initiative to update her friends on the task at hand if one of them is late to class or returning from an absence. She is not only consistently on task, but she encourages the same behavior in the people she chooses to surround herself with. Her work ethic is contagious. Cubis Jackson. His perpetual smile and unwavering positivity are contagious and make him a joy to be around. His sunny disposition creates an uplifting atmosphere and enhances team dynamics. In even the most challenging situations, he remains an unwavering source of encouragement and motivation. He is a self-starter who can be counted on to deliver results. Raven McLean. Raven is an amazing student with outstanding leadership skills, superior character, and a true passion for growth. She is creative and has the ability to quickly identify and solve problems. Austin Webb. Austin is a dedicated student who always lends a helping hand. Whether it's assisting classmates with their assignments, projects, or helping his teachers, Austin is always eager to contribute. Congratulations to the Gold Key students from Southwest Edgecombe High School. Tarboro High School, Mr. Terry Hopkins is the principal. Our first student is Carmelo Bullock. He is a respectful and responsible student who is motivated and goal-oriented. He recognizes the importance of working hard to achieve success. Luke Burton. Luke is an outstanding student who strives for academic excellence on a daily basis. He takes an interest in every topic that is presented to him and wants to consistently learn as much as possible. Janiza Jenkins. She is active in her pursuit of learning and always willing to assist her classmates. She's a kind-hearted student who embodies the best qualities of a student. Shamar Dre Clark. He is very respectful to staff and peers. He's committed, kind-hearted, honest, and he tries to inspire others with his determination. He gets along well with others. He is not a follower, but a leader. Although obstacles may come his way, he's not a quitter. He is going to give it his best all the time. Congratulations to the Gold Key students from Tarboro High School. One more round of applause for all of our Gold Key students.
6 rows. We are ready to start the business part of our meeting. That was an exciting moment with the students. Aren't you always glad to see them?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
The next item is our public comments. We do not have anyone signed up to speak. All right, we will continue. Item 5, board members, would you turn to your section 5, and we will address our open session minutes of November 6th, 2023. Does anyone have any comments you would like to make on this set of minutes? I just have one on page 3 at the very bottom where it says November 9th. It should be November 6th. Does anyone have any other corrections on our November 6th meeting, open session minutes? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve our November 6th open session minutes as correct.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve the November 6, 2023 regular business board meeting open session minutes.
It has been moved and properly seconded that we will approve our November 6, 2023 regular business open session minutes as corrected. Any other discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same sign. Motion is a special call meeting on November the 30th. And I know that you have read those minutes. And if you have any corrections or discussion, I listen to it now. Hearing none, I need a motion to approve our November 30th, 2023 special call meeting, the open part of it.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the November 30th, 2023 special call board meeting open session minutes.
It has been moved and properly seconded that we will approve our November 30th, 2023 special call meeting open session minutes. Any other discussion? Jewel. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. The motion is carried. We're now at item 6 on the agenda, and we will start with 6.1. Dr. Brown.
Some school updates. Beginning in January, all high school 11th grade students will receive ACT test prep tutoring from A+ Test Prep Services. ACT Plus will visit our traditional high school juniors 4 times. They will visit Edgecombe Early College High School 1 time. They'll move groups of 30 students at a time throughout the day. Students at traditional high schools receive about 6 hours of tutoring instruction plus study materials. These sessions are designed to meet the following objectives: introduce students to the structure and content of the ACT, demonstrate best practices for navigating the online ACT administration, analyze students' pre-ACT scores and identify areas that need improvement, provide core instruction and content areas relative to the test, provide opportunities for students to practice ACT questions in content areas, get feedback on his or her practice, and learn test-taking strategies, and provides motivation to inspire students to see ACT as a step towards applying to college, running scholarships, entering the workforce, and enlisting in the military. All juniors take the ACT on February 27, 2024, just as a reminder for everybody. Few other things we'd like to add. We've had our second meetings recently of our parent advisory and teacher advisory committees that serve an advisory role for us. And also we have received the names from the high school principals for the student advisory group that we will be putting together probably in the next week and meeting in January. Look forward to getting their feedback. Also a reminder to everyone, Rachel Brackney, teacher at Southwest Edgecombe High School, was named Regional Teacher of the Year just a couple of weeks ago. Very excited about her opportunity to compete for State Teacher of the Year. Very excited about that. We've also been having several community meetings in the Rocky Mountain area, talking about the merger and what we've been trying to accomplish with both design and getting community input for moving forward with our merger schools. And we're very excited about that. Also a reminder that high school exams start this week at our high schools. And Wednesday, December 20th, 2023 will be a 3-hour early release day for all schools. Students will return to school on Thursday, January 4, 2024. And certainly, I know everybody joins me in wishing everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and a great holiday season for all.
Thank you, Dr. Brown. Does anyone have any comments you'd like to make or any questions on this document? Thank you so much for providing all that information for us. Okay. Item 6.2, our maintenance updates. Mr. Perkins.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Board Chair, Vice Chair, Board members, Superintendent Dr. Bridges. I come tonight to give you the maintenance updates. Next. Trouble bathroom partitions. These are our before pictures. Next, these are the partitions now that we put in. Next, we put a new mini split in the health room at Martin Millennium. Next, this is the rooftop panel that we was waiting for. Next, Southwest High School band door was kicked in. That's the old door. We put a new door in. Next, Southwest High School heating units with the safety cages that we worked so hard to get the school back and up, the maintenance staff along with the contractors. Next, this is the heaters on both walls that we built. Next, these are the walls with the cages around them for safety. Next, and this is some of the problem that caused our issue. The pneumatic valve was stuck along with the rusty pipes. Next, and North Edgecombe High School gym, the water heater went out, so we had to get a new one, and that's your new one. Any questions? Next. Any questions?
Madam Chair, if I may have just a moment to add to that. First off, I'd just like to thank Mr. Perkins and Mr. Harrell and entire maintenance staff and our outside contractors who've helped us over the last few weeks with several different issues, particularly the getting the heat back up and going at Southwest Edgecombe High School. As you all know, they work around the clock to make that happen. I just want to thank them for their efforts for that. Other issues that we've had to deal with over the last few weeks, they've been great in working through problem solving some of those things. We just thank them for their efforts, and it means a great deal to our schools and our community. And just like to also share with the board, as you already know, we're working through some different options for sort of maintenance upkeep for different things that we have within the district, and work with some different people with maintenance and with some outside folks about upkeep of some different things that we want to make sure that we have our buildings up and going in the best shape possible. Just wanted to add that. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Perkins.
Madam Chair, one question to Mr. Perkins. Mr. Perkins, the vandalism of the band door, was that done during the day or after school sometime? That's vandalism.
I can't answer that because I don't know when it's done. We got a work order saying that the door was, somebody kicked it in.
Mm-hmm. It takes a lot to kick a door like that.
Yes, it
Somebody
does.
just knows.
Because that's a very expensive door. And
It is. It's a thick door.
It's thick. So I don't know if it was on the day or
Bunch of paper.
at night.
We'll check on it. It takes a lot to kick a door like that.
It does. It really does.
And if it's done during the day, somebody should have heard it.
Yes. And I'll say it again, it's a very expensive door.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Perkins. We appreciate your hard work and everyone who was involved during the weekend.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
And again, thank you for the work that you all do. You do a lot of extra stuff. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, next, 6.3, Mr. Haynes.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Vice Chair, Board members, Superintendent Dr. Bryan. Tonight I'm going to present for you an update on the district security improvements. As you may recall, the district security improvements was approved by the board during the June 28th, 2023 board meeting. Tonight I'm going to present again the status of this project.
Okay.
On the next slide, you will see that, and you have this documentation in front of you, this presentation. On the next slide, you will see this is a project in collaboration with ECPS, Height Associates, who are doing the planning, or they have done the planning, the architecture designs, and also some of the management. And then NC Sound was awarded the contract in that June meeting. So what is this contract about? Okay, so if you look on the next slide, you will see that I have the schools broken down and some CO buildings, and this is all about security door and door access. So each of the schools listed there, and then the CO buildings, they are provided an update or an improvement on the doors that are listed in that column. There's only 2 buildings. These will be school buildings not in this chart, and that would be the community college buildings. So this project will have 108 doors that will be provided door security. And we're talking about access control. So here are some of the key features if you would look on the bulletin points. Card reader entry, so all 108 doors will have the ability to have the swipe card entries where staff would be able to swipe into the school. The front doors will also have video earphones. This is to communicate from the outside for community to the inside of the office. And there will be multiple earphones in the building. So it's just not a one point of contact, it's several in case someone is not at that earphone in the office. These earphones can also be unplugged and plugged in anywhere in the building with the internet cable. Therefore, if you're not in the front office, you can actually be in the other side of the building and still allow people to come in and talk to the community at the door. Shutdown control, lock all doors. In the case of emergencies, there's the functionality to lock every door in the building, so no one, even with the swipe badges, can gain access. And these will be in emergency situations. There's also notifications and alerts when doors are open, so we can set that for any time frame we would like. So let's say we set it for 2 minutes or a minute and a half. If a door is ajar for that time period, notifications will go out and let you know which door it is so it can be shut properly. And then forced entry alert when the door is opened via key. So this is supposed to be taking care of access control with a swipe badge or entry via the earphone, not using a manual key to get in and out of the buildings. If anyone does have a key and goes into the building with a key, there is an alert that someone has entered the building with a key, so we can investigate who is using a key to get into the building. On the next slide, you'll just see some of the equipment that we're installing. So the door communication would be the device on the outside of the front door. The picture I have there, it may be a little bit smaller, it may be a little bit bigger depending on the front of the school and what it can support, but all the schools will have an earphone similar to the one that you see in the picture there. Again, this is for that two-way communication. Card readers on the doors, again, 108 doors will have card readers, and then I just have request to exit. As I said, we can lock them down, and then you have to request to actually leave the building in emergency situations. And access control, these S2 network systems will be combined across the district for one system for all our doors in the system. So no school will have a separate system than the other, which we currently have right now. I just wanted to give you on the next slide just an example of what the project looks like as far as what Height did with the architectural designs and identifying doors that needed repairs or doors that needed access control. This is just one school. As you see at this school, there are 6 doors that are going to be repaired and set up for access control. If anyone would like to see any of the schools or all the schools, you're welcome to come by Technology, and I'll sit down with you and take you on a tour of every school and every door that's getting repaired. And finally, we have the project timeline, so you're aware of where we are in this process. So phase 1, we started in the fall with cabling and hardware purchases. We plan to purchase hardware prior to Christmas break, so they will come and get here on time. Maybe after Christmas break to finalize that hardware purchases. So right now, 50% of phase 1 is complete. They've completed 50% of cabling in the buildings, and after Christmas, they will continue with the other half. Hardware installation, once all the cabling is complete and the hardware purchases have arrived, late winter, early spring, they will go site by site and install. And to finish up with phase 3, programming and testing. Again, all these access controls need to be programmed so everything works and tested, and by June 30th, we should have a brand new on 108 doors, door access for the district. Are there any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm thinking you may have said it, and I wasn't listening or didn't hear it. I'm just gonna use one school for an example. Just say West Edgecombe, just a school. Now, who, well, don't tell me who, how many people will have a key that they can swipe and get in that school?
So with any school, and this is any school in that list right here, the actual swipe badges would be issued to staff. CO staff would also have swipe badges. We can program any swipe badge to open any door in any school or for a district-wide. So like in the technology department and maintenance, they need to access all the doors. So they'll have a swipe badge that can access all the doors, whereas West staff, they will only have swipe badges that can access the doors at West, or we can just give them an individual door at West instead of all four. So depending on how we set up the swipe badges at each school, individuals can have different rights.
That's a magnificent program, a project.
And if you lose your swipe badge, we can lock that badge down so it can't be used. So instead of returning a key, I lost my key, got to rekey a door, we can just deactivate the badge, the swipe.
Magnificent. It's great. Anybody else have anything to add? Things on this project? Hearing none. Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Batts, mid-year graduates.
Good evening, Madam Chair,
Good evening.
Vice Chair, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Bryan. I stand before you today as an item for information with a list of students from our 3 traditional high schools who qualify for mid-year graduation. Considering that they pass all current classes that they are enrolled in for fall semester, they would have met all of the requirements set forth by local board policy and our State Board of Education for early exit at the end of fall semester. School counselors have vetted transcripts. High school principals have also checked behind them. And of course, when they came to me at the central office, I also checked behind them just to make sure that all students indeed qualified. Are there any questions?
I have one. These students, what I counted on this page, 45 students, will they be invited back to their particular school for graduation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
They do come back
They can come back.
to walk with their class in June. They are also able to participate in prom in the spring. That's all a part of the application. Any other type of senior activities at the school level, they are allowed to participate.
All right, that's good. Okay. Any questions, anyone else? Okay. Ms.
Dr.
Kemp?
Batts, do we track and know how many of these students are going on to the workforce or to community college or early entrance? Do we do, I know we do a follow-up up to, I think, 25 at some point, but
Right.
do we know that the next step for some of these, I know some kids probably don't know, but.
Yeah, from the district level, we don't have exact numbers, but I think the school might. That some kids, they do, after they exit after fall semester, they do go directly to a college or university. They have that opportunity to do so. Some go directly into the workforce and they wait until the fall to pursue post-secondary education. So it's really a myriad of ways in how they do it.
Do we market to these young people opportunities, like to get a certificate at the community college for, I know we've done forklift driving and welding and those, I mean, not that that's what everybody wants to do, but just so they can gain a credential before they graduate?
Yes, ma'am, we do. In concert with high school counselors, our career and technical education program, as well as our partnership with STEP, we provide those opportunities with students, especially those that we know will be early exiting from our district. Some students take advantage of those opportunities. Others, again, already have a job and they stay with that job until graduation and pursue further studies in the fall. So yes, we do that as well.
Thank you. Thank you. No one else has a question? Thank you so much for your information. Okay. Our next item, 6.5, fundraisers. Dr. Brown.
Fundraiser approved, so poinsettias from that's Cumberland College High School. Questions?
Anybody have any questions on that? No, I mean, we can go to 6.6, our field trips.
Here, the field trips approved since last time. Carver, Southwest Edgecombe High School, and they described in your booklet. Any questions?
Okay, thank you very much. Next, our committee reports. Dr. Pittman.
Good evening, Madam Board Chair, Vice Chair, Board of Education members, and Dr. Bryan. The Policy Committee met Monday, December 4th at 12 noon. Members present were Mrs. Ann Kent, Mrs. Lily Worsley, Mr. Dino Ellis, Superintendent Dr. Bryan, and me. The policies presented for review during the Policy Committee meeting were those which appeared in the fall policy updates as shared by the North Carolina School Boards Association. And at this time, Dr. Bryan would like to share information regarding Policy 1310, parental involvement.
Just want to talk a little bit about the feedback process we had. We have a Superintendent's Parent Advisory Committee that involves parents and community members, and also a Teacher Advisory Committee, and involved our administrators in all this to get feedback. And so we want to make sure we got feedback on the policy. And we did get some feedback, sort of some ways to maybe looking better. So we're going to bring that to the next policy committee once the board evaluates this tonight, and we can come back. But I don't think it sort of meets sort of the heart of the policy, but there is some feedback there that we can bring back to the committee and possibly to the board.
Madam Chair.
Okay, yes.
I couldn't even hear what you all, the mics, the sound it's like an echo. And I have to, I guess when I was staring at y'all, but I'm trying to figure out, what are you saying?
Just basically saying that we gotten feedback from parents and administrators and community members on the Parent Bill of Rights policy.
Just a reminder for the board that process of soliciting feedback from those groups was required by the Parents' Bill of Rights. So now that feedback
Did you hear, y'all didn't hear?
That's what, it's like this. It's muffled, I can hear it, and maybe it's me, maybe it's my ears.
That's not.
They said that they did, on this end, they did not hear what you said, Attorney
I'll say it
Patricia.
one more time. I was informing the board that feedback process of soliciting feedback from parents and staff and community members is required by the Parents' Bill of Rights for this specific parental involvement policy. So the board has satisfied that requirement and can adopt the policy.
Feedback. The board has to hear that. We can't.
Did she get it? Okay.
All school systems.
So what we are saying now is, at this item, we can, have you read that policy? We can approve it. We are okay to prove that policy now, really, for its second reading. Unless someone has more questions. If not, I need to hear a motion.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve the second reading and adoption of Board Policy 1310/4002, parental involvement revisions as presented.
Second.
Has been moved and properly second that we will approve policy 1310 for 4002, parental involvement, for its second reading. Any other discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. The motion is carried. Thank you very kindly.
Dr. Wilson?
Yes.
I'm gonna kind of talk that way. If we need to make adjustments based on the information Dr. Bryan's groups are bringing back, we discussed in the policy meeting, we would just amend the policy, if we needed to. So, it's in place. It needs to be in place, but if we need to amend it, the policy committee will certainly look at it, and discuss it and bring it back to you, so we can be in alignment with, as long as it follows the guidelines, of course. But I just wanted you to know, even we have information coming, we can always go back and tweak it if we need to. Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
one question for Dr. Bryan. The committees, the parent, student committees whom you've been meeting, did they have any comments that went contrary to what we have in this policy, or something that we would need to kind of hear before we put a stamp on it?
The comments that I received were more editorial in nature.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Nothing that would change the language of the policy itself.
None except for some editorial and sort of a stylistic sort of version of that.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Okay. Now, Dr. Pittman, we're gonna move down to that next group of policies that was discussed in the meeting. And we do not have to have a second reading, so I'm calling for a motion to approve those next three policies that you all discussed. Okay? Board members, I need for you to look at that leave policy, staff, student relations policy, child abuse, and related threats to child safety. We've had an opportunity to read those. So if you have any questions or concerns on either of that set of policies, we need to hear it right now. Otherwise, I'm calling for a motion to approve that group of policies. Hearing none, I need a motion to approve that group of policies.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the following board policies revisions as presented as policy 4040/7310, 4240/7312, and policy 7510.
Second.
Has been moved and properly seconded that we would approve policy 4040/7310, 4240/7312, 7510 leave. Any other discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the, motion passed. Thank you. Dr. Pittman, just before you leave, I'm thinking I'm speaking to you in this particular situation for the last time. I just want to say to you publicly, on behalf of the board, we certainly appreciate all the hard work that you are continuing to do until you leave, but I may not see you in this particular setting. So I want you to know that we thank you. We thank you for your work and everything, and whatever you do, we wish you the very best. And I'm gonna try to find you. Take care.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, board, we rolling. Let's go. All right, 8.8 consent items. Dr. Bryan?
Everyone has in their booklet the consent items for fundraisers, field trips, and approval for grants. Any questions?
I don't have any, I haven't, does anyone have any questions on those items?
Like to see the grants, too.
Dr. Bryan, do they have a particular place they're going to lay these brick, or is it just selling the brick?
Selling.
Just selling, they're not gonna lay something like they do, like in a,
I don't believe so.
I was gonna ask that very same question, only because I just wanted to know where they would be placed at the school, knowing the school. But anyway, okay. Okay, 8.2A, any questions or comments there? 8.3A, any questions or comments on that section? 8.4A, approval of the grant funds. 8.5A, 8.6A, 8.7A, 8.8A, 8.9A. Hearing no questions, we vote on these items in one motion because they are called our consent items. Hearing,
Madam Chair,
Yes.
make a motion to approve the consent items as presented.
Second.
has been moved and properly seconded that we would, excuse me, that we will approve our consent items as presented. Any other discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. The motion is carried. Thank you very kindly.
I did.
Mr. Privet.
Privet. Okay, now we are on section 8.B, items for action.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's been a request, and actually my recommendation as well, for approval to name CT classroom or hallway at Southwest Edgecombe High School, honor Mrs. Venus Bradley, former Southwest Edgecombe High School CTE teacher. Taught school from 1979 to 2021. Ms. Bradley was employed with Edgecombe County Public Schools for almost 52 years. And she was a paragon of excellence throughout her teaching career. She nurtured the minds and impacted the lives of students with her unwavering leadership, preparing them on their journey to becoming future business leaders. ECPS requires as a condition of naming a facility that the painting or signage be approved by the ECPS Maintenance Department. This request falls within the guidelines of Board Policy 9300, naming facilities and fitting, giving Ms. Venus Bradley service to Edgecombe County Public Schools, and also that she recently passed away. Providing that recommendation for your consideration tonight.
Madam Chair, one
Yes.
question. Certainly, I am in total favor of that. My only question is, does this kind of open a can of worms with the policy that we presently have on the books? Do we need to, or do we need to waive the policy in this event, in this particular situation, to get that naming, or does the policy itself keep us clear so that next week we won't have 10 more? I want to go on record and say I like it. I just don't want us to get in trouble with the policy. It may be a policy that we simply need to waive tonight to get it done, or is it one that's going to, in itself, as written, is going to be okay? I guess Ms. Pittman would answer that.
I'm sorry, I cannot answer your question specifically. I've been there a long time, and I haven't known us to change that policy.
Right.
But that policy is not before us.
That policy was revised when the students there at Southwest were killed in that automobile accident. That was about would be about 3 years ago, coming up in June.
Okay, so we worked on that policy when we put a sign up for Keith Pittman at South Edgecombe School too.
But was that a different one? Ms. Pittman, you can probably, Dr. Pittman, you can probably clear this. Was that Pittman with the student, excuse me, was that policy with the students a different one than we're talking about here? Yes. I think so, because I read both of them. Can you hear me? Would you? No, ma'am.
No.
I don't want us to get twisted, because next week we'll have 15.
So a few different policies come
Yes.
to mind. I think the one that we're currently referencing is the policy as it relates to naming facilities. But as Mr. Ellis was sharing, when we lost the students at Southwest Edgecombe High School, it was the pleasure of the board to implement a memorial policy. And we had not had a memorial policy prior to that particular situation. And so I've not committed the language to memory, but I can pull it up on my phone in just a second. But that memorial policy speaks specifically to how we would memorialize both students and staff. And so while one policy speaks to the naming of facilities, we probably do need to take a look at the memorial policy just to see how those two interface and whether or not the memorial policy needs to be waived this evening. The facilities one, I think we're well within, but just so that there isn't a conflict, we may need to take a quick peek, and I think Patricia's pulling that up. Are you, Patricia? Relative to the memorial policy and what it says, or what the board has put into place regarding remembering deceased staff, just to make sure they are in alignment. Does that answer?
It does. So actually, to keep us, until we get back clearly and put the two together, can we just waive it tonight to get that job done and then come back and put it to the committee to study it?
Based on my experience, and Patricia may need to weigh in on this part, but based on my experience, we have had board meetings where a policy was in place that laid out specifics, and I can't remember the policy right off the top, but under consent of the board, that policy could be waived within the meeting, based on what I recall. But again, Patricia, if you would speak to that part, if the board has
Was it under the gifting?
I'm
Was it
sorry?
Under gifts?
Say it one more time.
I'm wondering if it's under the making gifts to the system?
The actual memorial policy?
Maybe they,
That was different. That's different.
she said,
I can tell you,
Dr. Bryan did call me about this, and since this is just a classroom or a hallway, but my thought is that we would still comply with policy 9300, which that policy has been followed. He looked at those factors, he's bringing a recommendation to the board, so we felt comfortable that this falls in line with 9300. Well, I would admit, I was not aware of a memorial policy.
it's 5076, the memorial policy.
You're talking about two different.
But again, I believe that as a board, you've definitely waived the policy before. And I can't remember what specific policy was waived.
5076, is that what you just said, Dr. Pitt?
And I just closed it. 5076, yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's the one you're saying that relates to,
Memorial policy, the most recent,
So looking at this policy quickly, it speaks to plaques, for example, and then the sample language that can be used, for example, in memory of, gone but not forgotten, and you can include the staff's name, date of birth, and death. I do think that's distinguishable from this specific proposal, which is the naming of the classroom and a hallway in memory of a specific staff member. So I do not see a need to waive board policy in this specific instance. I think it's been brought pursuant to the naming of facilities policy as opposed to the memorial policy.
The memorial policy is board policy 5076, and the naming is 9300.
two separate, yes, sir.
You're talking about two different policies.
so the attorney is recommending that 9300 is okay for the situation that we're talking about now. Okay. Did you all get that? Did you get that, Raymond?
I did, and based on what I'll take her at her word.
Yeah. Evelyn, could you hear that discussion?
Sort of, kind of, I'm good, let's do 'em.
Okay. Well, do we need as a board to say that we would like for this to be in the classroom or on the hallway? Because we have that in the motion, in the recommendation. Classroom or hallway. Now, it's been years since I was in her classroom. I mean, I don't know if I remember the exactness of it. Or should it go on the hallway? That's what we'll need some help with. I'm thinking if we're gonna put her name.
Madam Chair, perhaps it would be fitting to make it her classroom, since that's where she spent so much of her time and educating students.
Classroom, yes.
I was gonna say the same thing. I'm good with classroom.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't have a problem with the classroom either. What about the other board members? Would you all favor what we do it in the classroom and not on the hallway?
I'm happy either way.
On that, what do you all feel?
Classroom's fine, yes.
Classroom's fine. All right, so at least when we have this motion, we want to say, specify
Sure.
classroom.
Madam Chair?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
make a motion to approve the naming of the CTE classroom in honor of Mrs. Venus Bradley, former Southwest Edgecombe High School CTE teacher, with the condition that the painting or signage be approved by the Edgecombe County Public School Maintenance Department.
It has been moved and properly seconded that we will approve to name the CTE classroom in honor of Mrs. Venus Bradley, former Southwest Edgecombe High School CTE teacher, with the conditions that any painting or signage be approved by the Edgecombe County Public Schools Maintenance Department. Any other discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same sign. Hearing none, the motion has been approved. All right, okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That section 8. Oh, this is 8.2B. That must be Dr. Myers. Yes. 8.2B, Dr. Myers. Oh, I'm looking for him over here. He's over. All right, Doctor.
Good evening, Madam Chair,
Good evening.
Mr. Vice Chair, Board Member, Superintendent Bryan. Tonight I'm here asking for approval for the CCP partnership agreement between Edgecombe Community College and the Edgecombe Public Schools and the Cooperative Innovative High School Renewal MOU agreement between Edgecombe Community College and Edgecombe County Public Schools and Edgecombe Community College and Edge Academy of Health Sciences for a term of 5 years beginning the 23-24 school year and ending the 27-28 school year. And one thing I do want to note, in the policy, there are some changes that our attorney has asked for them to do, and I would ask her to just speak to that now, if she would.
Since we're still in the process of negotiating the final contract language, I would ask that the motion tonight be subject to final review and approval of the MOU terms by the board attorney.
Dr. Myers, your document took up about a half of the last section of our book. And there's nothing bad with that. As a matter of fact, I enjoyed reading it. And it has all the sections. And by the time I had read to Section 3, Statements of Responsibilities, I had 2 questions. And when I finished reading the entire document, I think I found the answer for myself.
Okay,
And I just want you to prove that I get my answers right.
I'll do my best.
Do we have any idea of cost? And I found that, what it costs, somewhere in this document. And the amount that was pointed out that I found was like $58,000 per year or semester?
58,000 per college liaison. There's one for Edge Academy of Health Sciences, and then there's one for early college. And we do receive funding from the state where that $58,000 comes from, and it's paid to the community college to help offset the cost for those two liaisons.
Okay. All right, so I got that one right, somewhat right. And my next question in this big first section, I had the question, how many students? And that is completely cleared in another section that tells all about the students. So my point is, I found the answer to my questions.
Okay.
And there are 13 pages in your appendix that helps you find your answers. I'm saying all that in case you hadn't finished reading it. I'm talking to the board now, not you, because I know you read it. We ready to move on it unless someone else has some other questions. And we'll listen to them. It's the doctor with the answer. If not, we need to move on with a motion.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve the CCP partnership agreement between Edgecombe Community College and Edgecombe County Public Schools and the Cooperative Innovative High School Renewal MOU agreement between Edgecombe Community College, Edgecombe County Public Schools, and Edgecombe Community College, and Edge Academy of Health Sciences.
I second.
This will, for a term of 5 years, beginning 2023, 2024, and ending 2027 and 2028, pending final review and approval by the board attorney.
I second it.
It has been moved and properly seconded that we will approve the 8.2B item for action.
Madam Chair, when I read this, let me ask a question. The renewal agreement, we've got Edgecombe Community College twice. Is one of those supposed to be Edgecombe Early College?
Yes.
Yes, it is, yeah, right.
That one right there needs to be Edgecombe Early College.
They got it right.
Yes.
It's right here.
Is that correct?
Yes, one
Okay,
is for CCP, Career College Promise, and then the other one is for
Edgecombe Early College.
Edgecombe Early College and
Okay.
Edgecombe Academy.
You have, Rose, do you have that motion clarified?
It's okay.
All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Opposed, the same sign. Motion's carried. Thank you, Dr. Myra. 8.3, Dr. Haynes.
Good evening, Madam Chair,
Good evening.
Mr. Vice Chair, board members, Superintendent Dr. Bryan. Tonight I'm requesting board approval of the WAN contract services between Edgecombe County Public Schools beginning July 1st, 2024 and ending June 30th, 2027, and to award the bid to Brightspeed in the amount of $534,600. WAN services provide dedicated internet access to Edgecombe County Public Schools. This new contract will include all our schools and the merger schools, which we will have in July. Funds were awarded through the Universal Service Administration Company, USAC, for WAN services eligible for Category 1 E-rate program. 90% of the cost is covered by the E-rate program. The remaining 10% will be paid from state technology funds. This was posted as a formal bid and rubric used to award. Criteria consideration was price. That was the key determination, understanding needs, prior experience, and other qualifications there. I did provide a matrix for you for what best suited the needs of Edgecombe County Public Schools. And as you see there, for a 1 gigabyte WAN network, the total cost of ownership for the 3-year contract, and those bids are listed there. I also provided you with a matrix breakdown of several different options, but again, this was the option that's best suited the needs for EdgeCom at this current time. It is the recommendation to approve the WAN service contract between EdgeCom County Public Schools and Brightspeed, but subject to final review and approval of contract terms by the board attorney.
Does anyone have any questions to on this presentation? Anybody have any questions on this document? Hearing none. I understand I'll have a question.
Thank you.
Could we get a motion? So we can move on. Madam Chair?
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the WAN service contract between Edgecombe County Public Schools beginning July 1, 2024 and ending June 30, 2027, and to award the bid to Brightspeed in the amount of $534,600, subject to final review and approval of board attorney.
Second.
Has been moved and properly second that we will approve the WAN services in the recommendation. Any other discussion on the motion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Thank you. 8.4. Ms. Pierce.
Good evening, Board
Oh,
Chair
there you
Dr.
are.
Wilson,
Right on.
Vice Chair, Mr. Ellis, board members, Superintendent Dr. Bryan. I come before you tonight to request the approval to submit the grant for the NCDPI Academic Standards ESSER Competitive Robotics PRC 201 competition grant. And the grant will be an amount of up to $75,000. We did submit and were rewarded this competitive grant in 2022. And last school year, we had 2 elementary schools, a middle school, and a high school participate in after-school robotics. We did have some carryover dollars, which the board previously approved earlier this year, which allowed us to continue that program at those schools by paying the coach fees. We also had additional dollars to add 2 teams at at Carver Elementary School for this year. Since then, NCDPI has additional ESSER dollars, and so they've reallocated dollars to open another competitive window. And so our goal is to apply again so that we can now expand this to Phillips Middle School and North Edgecombe Middle School, as well as add additional dollars to the current early college program. The high school programs require a lot more funding to be able to run and operate those programs just because of the nature of the robotics and the competition component of it. Due to the timing of release of information and the due date of the grant, we have not finalized that application. It is due December 31st. Myself and Mr. Hayes is working with Mr. Smith at the early college and 2 staff members at the early college on writing the grant, but we wanted to get your approval to be able to submit on December 31st on behalf of the schools, of the board and Edgecombe County Public Schools, and then in January we can bring the information back for item for information so you can see the final grant. But we did want to go ahead and get your okay to submit it, even though we're still in process of writing it.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone have any questions? If not, I need to hear a motion for approval.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the submission grant application to the NCDPI for 2024 Academic Standards Special Competitive Robotics PRC 201 competition grant in the amount of $75,000.
I second.
Has been moved and properly second that we will approve and submit for submission of the North NC Department of Public Instruction for FY 2024 in the amount of $75,000 Any other discussion on the motion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same sign. The motion is carried. Thank you very kindly there. 8.5B. Yes, ma'am. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. Good evening, Madam Board
Good
Chair,
evening.
Vice Chair, Board of Education, Superintendent. I, Dina Howell, come to you tonight with the initial budget resolution for fiscal year 23-24 for the state public funds. This budget was adopted late, as we all know, in September. So through September, we were operating on an interim budget. And so in front of you right here, I have a budget of $47,197,947. Again, this is just for the state funds. If you have any specific questions about any changes to any of the allotments or anything, please let me know and I'll get those details to you. This is through the December DPI allotment.
Anyone have any questions from Ms. Howard? I don't have any. Anyone on that end?
No, ma'am.
Have any questions to her? Okay, I need to hear a motion for approval.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the budget resolution for the fiscal year 2023-2024 as presented by Ms. Howell.
Has been moved and properly second that we will approve the budget resolution for FY 23-24. Any other discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Thank you so much, Ms. Howard.
Thank you.
All right. Ms. Worsley, would you be so kind to take us into close?
Madam Chair, I make a motion under the North Carolina Open Meeting Law, section 143-318.11A, 1, A3, and A6 to go into closed session to consider personnel matters, to consult with the attorney, to reserve attorney-client privileges and privileged information, and to prevent the disclosure of students' records rendered confidential under the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act 20 U.S.C. 1232G, and the disclosure of personnel records rendered confidential under GS 115C-319 through 321.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we will go into closed session. Any other discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same sign. In the situation that we are in, we will go into closed session and we will return to this location as soon as we complete our closed session.
right behind us.
And
She was
we
right
see-
behind us.
I see. It's time for someone to work. I'm done. I'm done.
No, I just heard him. All right.
I can't remind me, yeah, I did.
What in the world did I do with the man?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She took mine. Where is Rose? She's coming. She needs everyone's minutes. I just turned mine. That's yours.
Dr. Brian, you don't have a football game to go to this Friday night. What are you gonna do?
Going to the basketball game.
Now, who the Southwest player this Friday?
Okay, we all here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we are back to our open session here. Item number 10. Y'all got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve 10.1 personnel management and listed personnel.
Did someone second that?
Jewel?
Jewel. It has been moved and properly seconded that we will approve our 10.1 personal management. Any other discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Motion is carried. Thank you very kindly. 10.12.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve 10.1.2 extracurricular activities addendum for the winter spring sports.
Second.
Has been moved and properly seconded that we will approve 10.12 extracurricular activities addendum, our winter spring sports. Any other discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. The motion is carried. Thank you kindly. 10.2.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the regular business board meeting closed session minutes as amended.
Second.
Has been moved and properly seconded that we will approve our November 6, 2023 regular business board meeting closed session minutes. Any other discussion on the motion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. 11E, we're at our board correspondence. Do we have anything to add or anything, Dr. Brown? Do you have anything to add, Patricia? Nothing else. Okay. So we'll move to item 12, board members. Any other thing we need to bring before this meeting, before I ask for motion to adjourn? Everybody's quiet. Can I hear a motion for adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Has been moved and properly seconded that we will adjourn this meeting. Any other discussion on the motion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.